The Super Bro has arrived in TNA, but the only problem is there's no brothers left watching this show. Welcome back, guys. The Fog Wrestling Brother. Hulk Hogan's been gone for TNA for over a decade now. The Fuse have been gone for over a decade now. There's nobody tuning in. We've got the former WWE man, Matt Riddle, appearing in total non-stop action, but the action stopped in TNA a long time ago.
It did. Riddle me this, big man, Matt Riddle. Who's on more gear, him or Jeff Hardy? Well, it looks like Matt Riddle's on the gear. Oh, I never. How did this guy go for a match against Roman Reigns like 2 years ago to this?
Yeah, now he did debut tonight at TNA Turning Point, but I'm not sure if this is a pay-per-view. Certainly didn't look like a pay-per-view. It looked like a house show. I mean, how can this look worse than a TNA taping? As for me, TNA is never going to get to the next level looking like this. No. Well, they've already been at the next level, but they're never going to get back to... I mean, who am I kidding, TNA? I'll never get back to glory days. Fucking WWE can't get anywhere near their glory days. Never mind TNA.
Wrestling's dead. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. All right?
But yeah, TNA Turning Point was coming from you. It's coming to you from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which looked like, according to the video we seen, held about 150 people at best. Terrible lighting as well. Just doesn't look good for a company claiming to be doing a pay-per-view. And it was the Hardys and Ace Austin taking on Kushida, Sakura Wentz, and a mystery partner to replace Trey Miguel. Turned out that partner was Matt Riddle making his TNA debut.
Wait, so you're trying to tell me that the Hardy Boys were in this match? I've just watched the clip and didn't clock one of them.
Aye, pretty much. Well,
I tell you what, I must have snuck into the Hardy Boys stash because I just watched Matt Riddle in action. I didn't see Jeff or Matt. It was the only moves getting done to the other guy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy hit a Canadian Destroyer on Matt Riddle, if anybody cares.
There we go. Sounds like a Canadian Destroyer with those two. Sounds like some form of drugs.
Yeah, why not? So that's it, Matt Riddle, guys. He's in TNA. Is this enough to make us care and make us watch? Unfortunately not. I mean, you look at TNA.
This could have been The Rock on TNA, man. I have to be honest. I wouldn't be tuning in.
Remember that time he was on TNA?
I inducted in Shamrock.
For a satellite, nonetheless. But yeah, that was his gimmick for a while. That suited him.
Hollywood Rock.
Hollywood Rock.
Impact Zone Rock.
So, maybe somebody will appear for a hologram one time. I don't know. Anyway, hi, Matt Riddle's in TNA, guys. Good for him. Good for TNA. I mean, they've assembled a decent wee roster. I mean, you can almost could argue TNA's got a bigger star-studded roster than AEW, but
yes, but
it doesn't change the fact that TNA's wank. You know?
But AEW's got a better presentation, got a better TV deal, and it's got more money. It feels more serious. It is more serious.
It's done it.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't really know what happened to TNA.
I wish TNA still had like a TV deal like AEW and had like arenas like AEW and had better lighting and production like AEW. I mean, we know WWE's the top, but I mean TNA to me they just look too much like an indie show.
Yeah, seeing you look at TNA,
it looks too much like Ring of Honor.
It looks like retro ECW where the arenas are small, but the grittiness suits at that era. Doesn't suit 2024. Doesn't.
Now maybe if you had people from that era, it'd be a bit better.
Well, you got Rhino, but I mean,
Gore!
And I want no more.
Anyway, guys, let us know down below. Are you going to start watching TNA now that Sakura Wentz, Matt Riddle, the original bro, the super bro, he's in TNA. Good for him. I mean, like I said, Hardy's, Riddle, Dolph Ziggler, Joe Hendry, Rhino, Tommy Dreamer. I mean, they have got, they've assembled a decent wee roster there, so to speak.
No, it's jobber indie wrestling, and I mean, there's nothing really to suggest that TNA's ever going to go anywhere. I mean, they've got this deal with WWE, and a lot of guys have came back recently. They had the hype with Joe Hendry. It's over into like a...
The best I think TNA looked presentation-wise was probably around, I'd say, 010, 11, 12.
Yes. But by that point, they were already on a decline, especially 12, 13.
And I don't think it's any surprise that is when, like, Bischoff and Hogan were in.
Yeah. Because they know, yeah. It is what it is. Anyway, Matt Riddle, will he become world champion? Who knows? I know Dolph Ziggler retained. Honestly, there's more future in TNA if you give it to Matt Riddle. No one cares about Ziggler. Ziggler's done.
Yeah, and it also feels like Ziggler's had this belt for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's been 8 months, but it's been 8 months too long. Guys won the belt, and you can't. The ratings are that low, you can't even get access to them. They don't even exist. I mean, it's sad. It's fucking sad. TNA went for doing over 2 million. Probably doing about 20,000 there. They're lucky. People can say ratings aren't everything, but here, if you ain't getting ratings, that means nobody's watching your show.
But 20,000's about right, because when you think, like, look when people talk about AEW, like, it's almost 600,000 people. You know what I mean? It's a shite number, but 600,000 people is a lot more people than who was watching TNA.
Yeah, well, we know that TNA is doing under 80k a minute. We know that. At least we know that. We don't know how much lower it is, though.
Yeah.
They could be doing 70 odds, 60 odds, or they could be doing about 10,000.
The reality is, like, AEW does 600k, right? Raw, SmackDown are in the mid 1.5s. They're so much closer to WWE than what TNA is to AEW. Even if the number actually suggests they're not.
It's mad. TNA are closer to WWE now than they were when they were in their prime, hitting 2 mil. And what's that tell you? That tells you WWE's dropped the fucking ball and wrestling's dead. How can TNA be closer to WWE now when TNA used to do over 2 million and now they can't even scrape 100,000? Yet they're closer to WWE. What's that tell you about wrestling and the wrestling fan base in general? I'll tell you what it tells you. It's fucking declined. Yeah, these idiots want to say we're in a boom period.
Can you hear the boom?
Boom. Anyway, I think that's where we'll end the video.
Aye.